Hello and welcome to Fuck Your Opinion. This is a movie review show with yours truly, Sean. Today I am going over my thoughts and my opinions on the Oscar nominations, the 2021 Oscar nominations. Now, real quick, I'm actually not going to be editing this video at all. I kind of just want to get it up real quick. And yeah, I just don't have it in me right now. And part of that is just from the nominations. Overall, they're okay. I know in past years there have been some outrageous snubs that we've all been crazy about, and this year, you know, there's some good ones that I'll get into, but this is fuck your opinion. And that doesn't mean, oh, so. I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that. Because let me tell you guys, I'm pretty fucking angry. Or not angry, just really fucking annoyed that two of my favorite movies of last year are just continually getting snubbed. The main one is The Five Bloods. I know it's a controversial film. I know it's a film that takes a lot of big swings. And some people think that for all the swings, it only, hits 50% of them. I gotta be honest. I thought that movie, The Five Bloods, is fantastic. It's probably my favorite of Spike Lee's, at least what I've seen. And I'm saying I've seen Malcolm X, I've seen Inside Man, I've seen a lot of his other. Well, I haven't seen all of Do the Right Thing. I've seen a little bit of it. So I've seen enough of his classics to still go, you know what? I really love The Five Bloods. I think there are so many strong elements to it. There was a lot of times, like particularly in previous years, when people would say, "Oh, why are like we want more diverse nominations? We want more diverse nominees." But then you have to go, yeah, it's nice to say that, but at the same time, when we're looking at the contenders that we have, like I think one of the most striking examples was Selma. Right, Selma was a very okay film. It wasn't bad; it was decent. But to say, "Oh man, that movie really deserved a slot in the," I think it was like top 8 or 9, right? I'm like, it was iffy. It was questionable. And if you follow the whole awards trajectory, which I do, it's like that movie was iffy. It wasn't being nominated anywhere. And I will admit, The Five Bloods is kind of in that vein of it wasn't really getting nominated anywhere else, which is also insanely infuriating because unlike Selma, or I know I'm just harping on that, but it's kind of emblematic of a lot of other films where it's just like they are okay. There's nothing striking about it. I mean, just because that subject material is very strong doesn't necessarily make the film amazing. It's a good film. Um, and going off of that, the my number two that I really am so annoyed that didn't get nominated was One Night in Miami. Now I understand why it didn't get nominated. It's more of the Selma kind of. This is a solid film, but like directing wise, it's nothing special. It doesn't really stand out. I liked One Night in Miami quite a bit more. That movie was really solid throughout, and it brought me to tears by the very end. So, it's kind of frustrating that it's just continually just not as neglected as The Five Bloods and not nearly as robbed as The Five Bloods, but still not respected like I think it should be. Um, and going back to The Five Bloods, Delroy Lindo deserved that nomination. I know Chadwick Boseman is gonna win for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I think that's what it's called. If I'm getting it wrong, I apologize. I haven't seen the film. I've been meaning to. I just haven't gone around to it. But he's a lock. We all know that's gonna happen. But kind of it just makes me sad that his performance in The Five Bloods is really great and really special. And I thought that It'd be such a moving and beautiful nomination and win if he got that, but he's not going to. And it's so frustrating that Delroy Lindo doesn't even get the nomination, especially when like Lakeith Stanfield. I'm sorry, Lakeith. Great performance, fantastic performance in a great film. Judas and the Black Messiah is a great film. I am very happy that it got nominated. It's one of those things where a lot of people are like, "Oh, will it get nominated? Will it not?" It got nominated, fantastic, and for my money, for what it's worth, I think is actually going to win. I know at least Best Picture. I don't think anyone has it pegged to win Best Picture. I think everyone's putting all their stock on Nomadland, but the thing is that Nomadland is one of those films that we've seen in past years, not like La La Land, but think of it in the sense of it's the awards darling early on, and everyone pegs it to win by the very end, but we're not taking into account that this Oscar, I mean, in general, Oscars is last, so there's more time for changes and adjustments, but also B, this segment, this no, sorry, not segment, um this award season is extremely long. It's much longer than it's ever been. So there is so much room for adjustment, particularly when this film, Judas and the Black Messiah, came out so late in the game that it wasn't really acknowledged in the other award shows. And also keep in mind in the past couple years that the Academy, as you see in the how it's reflected in nominations, but also the wins, how it's really deviated and veered from what we normally expect and actually goes towards the films that we actually kind of want to see win and the films that we really like, as opposed to the I don't want to say old white guy because that's kind of on the nose and cliche, but the establishment choice, Parasite, Moonlight, neither of those were the establishment choice. And I think Judas and the Black Messiah is another one that A is not an establishment choice, B is extremely timely, C is extremely well made. And also, I think you might get a little bit of the Ben Affleck Argo thing where the director of Judas and Black Messiah was not nominated for Best Director. And, with Argo, the whole reason why Argo won Best Picture is because Ben Affleck, everyone thought it was Ben Affleck's time. And they were more likely going to give him the award for Best Director than Best Picture. But he won, but he wasn't nominated for Best Director, so everyone kind of went together and decided, "Oh, we're gonna give it to Argo," right? So, I think that's what's gonna happen here, where everyone's gonna come together and say, in reality, Judas and the Black Messiah really is the more well seen, the more well liked, the more popular, the more timely film compared to Nomadland. Now, I haven't seen Nomadland. I only know a little bit about what it's about. So I can't really speak to it and say, is it strong or not? But I think it's it's almost like a Hurt Locker kind of thing where it feels more like it feels like what the Oscars would normally go for. It feels, I don't want to say totally establishment because that's not entirely true. It's not like Hillbilly Elegy or like a Ron Howard kind of thing. Granted, thank God that movie was not nominated more than Glenn Close, but Glenn Close shouldn't have even been fucking nominated, but whatever. Who cares? Stole someone else's spot. But what do I think is gonna happen with it? Like I said, I think that Judas and Black Messiah is gonna win Best Picture. Putting money on it now. Uh, yeah. Other things. I mean, there were a lot of movies. I haven't seen a lot of the movies that got nominated this year. Uh, the main reason is I've kind of just well, here's the thing. I usually am pretty good at seeking out the Oscar movies every year and going to the theater and watching them. But the thing is when they're on streaming or not they're on streaming, but they are available for rent. I, for whatever reason, hate renting movies. I hate it, hate it, hate it. And I really hate renting movies that are higher than 3.99. If your movie is higher than 3.99 to rent, I can guarantee you I'm not going to rent it. Like 29.99? Are you fucking kidding me? Absolutely not. Even 6.99. Like, I really wanna see Tenet. I wanna see Tenet pretty badly. I'm not like a huge Christopher Nolan cinephile stan. I mean, I can take him or leave him, but I like him enough, and I think Tenet looks cool, but I'm not gonna pay 6.99 for that, particularly when I waited so long to see it, and fuck, I'll just wait for HBO Max because I got HBO Max. Also, HBO Max, you're putting on all these other movies already. Why don't you just fucking throw Tenet in it? It just it doesn't make any sense. I know you're trying to like I guess save whatever relationship you have with Nolan, but we all know he's going to like Universal or somewhere else. Also, we don't know exactly where he's going, but I guarantee you it's Universal. Anyways, uh, what else? Yeah, like I said, I'm just I'm so pissed that the only nomination that uh the Five Bloods got was for best original score, which it's granted it's a incredible score. It's a great score, but I think it should have been nominated for almost every category, you know? So it's frustrating to not see it in other categories. Um Trial of Chicago 7 and Mank are 2 movies by 2 directors that I really love. Neither movies I like. I think Mank is and Trial of Chicago 7 is extremely disappointing from Aaron Sorkin, who is much better than that. I think with Mank, it's more of Fincher, you did what you wanted to do. You're not always my cup of tea, but you at least put that effort in and you try. So I respect it. I don't like it, but I respect it. With Trial of Chicago 7, I'm like, Sorkin, you got a lot of fucking work to do. This is not pathetic, but you're better than this. You've proven you're better than this. So don't give me this like sloppy seconds job, you know? So I'm glad Aaron Sorkin wasn't nominated for Best Director because that would have been a travesty. Um, yeah, like I said, I haven't seen the other ones, so I can't really speak to I haven't seen Minari, I haven't seen Promising Young Woman, I haven't seen. God, I'm not looking at the list right now, but a lot of the other was that weren't not The Father. So I can't it's hard to really say. They look interesting, they look okay, to be honest with you. I know my awards type to I know myself to know that I think if I watch any of those movies, I'm gonna be very like, it was okay. It was okay. No, none special. Which is also why it's increasingly aggravating that The Five Bloods was not nominated for Best Picture. I mean, just squeeze it fucking in there. You only had 8. You had 8. You could have easily put a ninth in. Now, granted, I know that's not how it works, but Huh. Final note. Some people were ragging on the like cards, the like how the nominations were presented. It was this kind of like retro, colorful design for each nomination card. And let me just say, eh, I would say the best picture one looked kind of weird, but all the other ones are pretty fucking cool. And you know what? I know that's a Soderbergh choice. That just reeks of Soderbergh being Soderbergh since he's producing this, well, co-producing it. And you know what? I trust Soderbergh to do a great job, better than the fucking Golden Globes, which sucked ass, totally unprofessional train wreck. So we'll see. Anyways, that's kind of my feelings, my rash feelings, what I've pent up on the day because it's later in the day. I've been ruminating on this and thinking about it. So that's how I feel about that. Um, yeah, we'll see how this actually ends up, whether it is going to be a nomad landslide even though I was gonna do that little pun, but, here we are. Also, am I gonna watch Nomadland? Probably not. I don't have Hulu. I don't wanna subscribe to Hulu, and I don't wanna pay however much money it is to see Nomadland. They do one of those, like, "Oh, free for 48 hours" kinda shit, like they did with, Charlie Chicago 7. Sure, I'll do it, but not gonna I don't wanna pay. No, thank you. Anyways, this has been Fuck Your Opinion. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to be sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you don't, you're as bad as Oscars in previous years, you know? You can go fuck yourself.